morning. Welcome to Magic Day 23. Today is a beautiful chapter because today is all about the magical air that we breathe. So, on the left hand side, if you look at this gorgeous tree, it's full of oxygen, air, and it's got magic around it. So, Mary Ellen Chase says she was an educator and writer. She was born in 1887 and crossed over in 1973. She says, it is quite possible to leave your home for a walk in the early morning air and return a different person, beguiled and enchanted. So let's understand that even when we go for a morning walk, isn't there some time that, you just feel so fresh when you're back? Because the air is a healer, the air is magical. And this beautiful oxygen, this beautiful air is what we're taking in and out, right? So we are already in a circle of life with this airflow going in, going out. So it's very wonderful to understand this. Today's chapter is very, very deep and it's very beautiful because it's also a lot about going inward. So let's understand what Rhonda Byrne has to say for all of us. If someone had told me a few years back to be grateful for the air that I breathe, I would have thought the person was crazy. I wouldn't have made a bit of sense to me. Why on earth would anyone be grateful for the air they breathe? But as my life changed from using gratitude, the things that I took for granted or didn't give a second thought about became an absolute miracle to me. I went from sweating the small stuff in my little world and day to day life to opening my eyes and thinking about the bigger picture and wonder of the universe. So, what is the bigger wonder and what is this in the universe? So, she says, as the great scientist Newton said, when I look at the solar system, I see the planet Earth at the right distance from the sun to receive the proper amounts of heat and light. This did not happen by chance. Those words made me think more and more about the bigger picture. It's not an accident that there's a protective atmosphere surrounding us, and that beyond it there is no air or oxygen. It's not an accident that the trees give off oxygen so that our atmosphere is continually replenished. It's not an accident that our solar system is perfectly placed, and that if it were anywhere else in the galaxy, we would most likely be devastated by cosmic radiation. There are thousands of parameters and ratios that support life on Earth. All of them are on knife edge, and their fine tuning is so critical that a fraction of a difference in any of these parameters and ratios would make life unlivable on planet Earth. It is difficult to believe any of these things could have happened by accident. It would seem that they are perfectly designed, perfectly placed, perfectly balanced for us. When this realization hits you, that all of these things might not be an accident, and that the balance of every microscopic element to support surrounding Earth and on Earth is in perfect harmony to support us, you will feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude for life because all of it has done to sustain you. The magical air that you breathe is not an accident or a fluke of nature. When you think about the enormousness of what had to take place in the universe for us to have air, and you then take a breath, breathing air into your body becomes breathtaking and in every sense of the word. So, do you want to take this deep breath? Take a deep breath in and just feel the gratitude. How wonderful. We take one breath after another and never give a thought to the fact that there is always air for us to breathe. Yet, oxygen is one of the most plentiful elements in our body. And as we breathe, it feeds every cell in our body so that we can continue to live. The most precious gift of a life is air, because without it, none of us would last more than a few minutes. So, I don't know if you know about this. I'm giving you a fact which is beyond this book. So, if we don't have oxygen, if we are asthmatic, we are gasping for air, right? So that time you need oxygen. This time in the COVID time, the pandemic is happening so many people need oxygen concentrators, right? What's this oxygen all about? Do you know how expensive this oxygen is? Do any one of you know that it takes 6,500 bucks Indian rupees for like a liter of oxygen? And we are taking in 550 liters of oxygen a day. We're sitting on 13 lakhs of oxygen every single day. That's what we're inhaling, and it's free. This is what nature gives us. 13 lakhs of oxygen worth free every day. And yet we haven't been thankful. Why do you think there's scarcity right now in the world? Because gratitude wasn't enough for this beautiful oxygen. It wasn't there. That's why it comes. So let's start thanking oxygen. Let's start thanking. And let's come to the point where there's so much of gratitude that every single person in the universe will have enough oxygen. Let's understand this beautiful science. Let's be thankful. Imagine if we had to pay for the oxygen we were breathing. How would it be? 13 lakhs worth every single day. So think about it. This may increase your level of gratitude towards oxygen, and you may be the center of oxygen for other people, which we should be doing. So let's go back to Rhonda Byrne. She says, when I first began to use gratitude's magical power, I used it for a lot of personal things that I wanted. And it worked. But it was when I began to be grateful for the real gifts in life that I experienced the ultimate power of gratitude. The more grateful I became for a sunset, a tree, the ocean, the dew on the grass, my life, and the people in it, every material thing I've dreamt of having poured down upon me. I now understand the reason why it happened that way. When we can feel truly grateful for the precious gifts of life and nature, like the magical air that we breathe, we have reached one of the deepest possible levels of gratitude. And whoever has had that depth of gratitude will receive absolute abundance. So let's reach those levels of abundance where we are truly grateful and life will become more magical. Today, stop and think about the glorious air that you breathe. Take 5 deliberate breaths and feel the feeling of the air moving inside your body and feel the joy of breathing it out. Take 5 full breaths in and 5 full breaths at different times a day. And after you've taken each set of breath, say the magic words, thank you for the magical air that I breathe. And be as genuinely grateful as you can for the precious, life giving air that you breathe. It is best if you can do this magical practice outside so you can really feel and appreciate the magnificence of fresh air. But if it's not possible, then do it inside. You can close your eyes while taking the breaths, or you can do it with open eyes. You can do it while you're walking, waiting in line, shopping, or anywhere at any time you want. The important thing is to deliberately feel the feeling of the air going in and out of your body. Breathe the way you naturally breathe because this magical practice is not about your breathing, but about your gratitude for the air you breathe. If taking a bigger breath helps you feel more gratitude, then so be it. Do that. If it helps you to make a sound or mentally say the magic words thank you as you breathe the air out, then do that. If you want, you can also do a variation of this practice in the future by changing your breathing in gratitude and filling yourself up with every breath you take. So you can breathe in gratitude, breathe out gratitude. You can do that also. In ancient teachings, it is said that when a person reaches the point of being deeply grateful for the air that they breathe, the gratitude will have reached a newer level of power. Then they will become the true alchemist who can effortlessly turn every part of their life into gold. So, isn't that wonderful? This is how today's exercise is. It's really magical, and I think it's one of the most liberating exercises ever made in this book. So, particularly am very, very, very fond of this one. Let's read about the practice. What do we have to do? Magic practice number 23, the magical air that you breathe. First is count your blessings, make a list of 10 blessings, write why you're grateful, reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. Number two, find time today, 5 times today, stop and think about the glorious air that you breathe. Take 5 deliberate breaths and feel the feeling of the air moving inside your body and feel the joy breathing it out. Number three, after you've taken the 5 breaths, say the magic words, thank you for the magical air that I breathe. Be as grateful as you can for the precious life giving air that you breathe. Number four, just before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, thank you for the best thing that happened during the day. So today, what do we do? 5 times take a pause and just say thank you for this amazing, magical, glorious air that we breathe. That's it. And feel as much gratitude as possible. And believe me, today, a lot will change in your life. You'll have a shift. So thank you for joining in. And let's see each other tomorrow for yet another magical day. Thank you, thank you, thank you.